From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Come on, set! Clock, 10. Drill, 52. Ready?
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Blaster.
Back to throw now on first down. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
43 rail, Black Ultra. Hut, hut.
On second down, McCaffrey. There he goes, left side. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Moody good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Allen. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Logan.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Now it's Fields. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. To throw is Fields. The left side throw complete to Adams. Touchdown! Davante Adams. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. At their own 25-yard line. Ready. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously, the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way, you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
Okay, right?
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Niners at 4-10 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
This is taken at about the 14. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Fields on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Logan. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Back to throw, Fields. He finds his target, Allen. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Here we go. Good.
Now Fields. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Again, Fields. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
Here we go.
The first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Here's Fields. Steps away to his left. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now third and goal. Seven, our score after 1. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they'll see what they can do on third and goal. Here's Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback when there's extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on fourth and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. They snap it to Fields. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
On the double.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
10 cycles. Check right. Set.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Watch out now. 50 Fury. Red. Yellow. Hut.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find
pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
91 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible. Now has him within throwing range of a first down.
3rd and 4.
Strike! Strike! Let's go! Go set!
He'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now, their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. Meanwhile, Fields' throw there complete to Allen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And this one is incomplete.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. Well, let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works. Sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. He's going to try and go deep again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Fields. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
And he fields it cleanly. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Second and 9.
Shot, 17.
Back to throw. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he's able to break out one tackle, but then quickly brought down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a play fake here on first down. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for his wideout. It's 2nd down and 10.
Second and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Come on, set.
Third down and 6.
Claws red. Set.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous run. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. That complete. It's Tyler Scott with it. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A final shot before the break. Fields. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Time is now run out on this first half of action. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Flush to his right. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
Throwing on third down, Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. A huge play there for Chicago. And even 60 yards.
First down, Chicago.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Fields now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
49ers 7. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors. And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire fourth remaining, so stranger things have happened.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. Down to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Black shot. 6. Mega. 6.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Ready?
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Green jack.
Back to throw here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Bears will get the football back. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Wow, that is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here we go.
Now a 2nd and 10.
11.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Call it a loss of 5, a good sack to bring up third down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
A gain of 47 yards. And the Bears first down.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. To throw is Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Tyler Scott, his first touchdown of the year. And the Bears take a 3-touchdown lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
49ers 7. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
Let's go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On the set.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Steal. Chest steal. Blaster. 6. Slide blue. Ready?
They'll look to throw here. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of 45. Give them 32 on the play.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on.
Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there.
Here we go. Opposite, green. Hut, hut.
They go play action here on first down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
This 2nd and 4.
Check, smash. Fury, yellow. Set.
They're going to look to throw. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 12-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears will take over here just shy of the 30.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Now the Niners get there and bring him down. Milton Williams able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now Fields going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Fields. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Bears. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Come on, set.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not... And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, 29 yards. And the Bears start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here we go, set.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he's able to get it back to right around the 27. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Angel. All right.
On 1st down, it's Fields. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the 1st down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure it.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7.
That was Eddie Jackson on the safety blitz, dropping the quarterback.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Red, cycle. Hut, hut.
2nd and 15. Going for the deep ball. And got his man complete. Down the left sideline. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Moody good with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Bears 42, 49ers 14.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the out.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Fred Warner. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Intercepted. The Niners take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Let's go now. Blue striker. Ready, ready.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Bears are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, side. Extend. Side.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that one complete downfield to Allen.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 37 yards.
And the Bears 1st down.
Here we go.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's caught here by Adams. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down, here's Fields.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here's Fields.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here we go, son.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Fields.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And this is caught inside the 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here we go. Hey, Ken.
Here's Fields.
And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.